Oh, the joys of owning a 15-year-old sports car. What's good, y'all? It's your boy F, and I'm back. And as you can still see, still got the car. Listen, I'm gonna say first off, if y'all gotta follow me on my Instagram, because you would have been all the way in the loop of what the fuck's been going on with this damn car the last 2-3 months. The video that I posted last, I recorded that video over 2 months ago, but I put that video out because a lot of y'all wanted to know how much I paid for the car. It's been a long few months of bullshit. I tell you. Where do I begin? Okay, well, let's start with the biggest situation. So, I just want to clear the air. And anybody that owns a sports car, a nice car, something of this caliber. Did I really just say caliber? Yes, I did. There's a big misconstruction that people with these types of cars drive like dickheads all the time, or if you see them get pulled over, you automatically assume it's because they were speeding. Or in my case, I got into an accident with this car. People automatically assume, oh, what the fuck were you doing, this, that, and the third. It's not always the case. And those of you that are watching this that have this type of car will completely understand where I'm coming from, and hate how people make that judgment on us. So, sorry. Oh, if you're wondering why my finger's black like that, I was working on my car a couple months ago, smashed my finger, and yeah, you know, nails take forever to grow the fuck out. That's just dried up blood under my fingernail. A couple people thought I had like nail polish on my fingernail. What? So now I'm not at the job I was at when I got this car, because I got a new job somewhere closer to home, because the commute was fucking ridiculous. It was like a 40-45 minute drive. And with this car, the gas, oh my god, I was changing gas like at least every 2.5 days. At least where I work now, I don't have to change gas for at least probably like 4 days or so. And like the commute's like cut in half. It's only like 20 minutes from my house. Anyway, that's not the point. So I left that job early one night. Maybe it was probably just a sign, oh, you should have just stayed your ass at work all night, because I didn't feel well. I was tired as fuck and it wasn't feeling right, and I just wanted to leave early. So I'm on the way home. Now, I'll admit if I'm on some dumb shit like I've said in the past, but I was just focused on getting the fuck home. I wanted to go to sleep. So I'm on the way home, and it's like, whenever somebody sees my car, not all the time, but sometimes, when people with like another sports car see this car, you know when people want to challenge you like you want to fucking race? It's like, nigga, I'm not in the mood to race right now. Go on about your business. So, I was driving home, and there was this fucking Camaro that basically how he was driving was like he was trying to challenge me to a race. I'm like, nigga, I'm not about to race you. But he was just like cutting through cars and all this other type of bullshit. And what he does is, I'm in the left lane, in the fast lane. I'm going like 60, 65. He wants to fly the fuck past me and cut between me, sharp as hell, between me and this van in front of me, which is like less than 2 car lengths. Now, mind you, that is a muscle car. I don't know all the fucking technical logistics and shit, but I'm pretty sure that car has more braking power than my shit. This motherfucker brakes. And I don't know if I mentioned in the past video, at the time I needed tires bad. Like when I bought this car, the front tires were going bad and the rear tires were already showing wiring under the fucking tread. Well, I already got brand new tires, of course, front and rear. But at the time I only got 2 new tires, and I was being a cheap bastard. This 200, and I should be like, it's not like I didn't have the money. I was just trying to like make my money last, because I don't make a lot of money. I mean, I get paid every week, but I was just trying to make sure I had enough money for like bills and shit. But I could have just bought all 4 new tires at the time, but I just was focused on the rears. So this $200 mistake on my end, rookie fucking mistake, cost me thousands. He braked so goddamn hard that I braked hard as shit, but my fucking front wheels, because they were so bald and it has a slight camber, they went like this towards the right. My whole back end kicked the fuck out, and I pretty much spun into the grassy ditch in the middle of the highway. Now there was like, and as soon as I got out, I was, I honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, an accident will change a nigga, because I honestly thought that was it, because like I honestly thought it was done over for me, because all I saw in the midst of me spinning out and going into the ditch, and my windows were down, all I saw, I couldn't even barely see the fucking steering wheel. All I could see around me was grass and dirt. I thought I was going into the white light or something. I'm not even gonna hold you. But after I got my nerves together, I sat in that car for like 5 minutes, like, what the fuck just happened? And of course that Camaro took the fuck off. I don't know how you didn't see fucking car spun out behind you. I'm pretty sure you saw a light spinning, because it was at nighttime. It's one of the reasons why I hate driving at night. Not because of accidents and shit like this, but I'm just not a fan of driving at night. It's just not me. Like, I hate driving at night and in the rain. But it's a beautiful day today. For once, we've getting a bunch of fucking rain lately. And winters are coming. It's getting cooler out here. As you can see, I got a sweatshirt and a beanie on. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So I got out the car. Of course, the car wouldn't start. I was freaking the fuck out. I seen like a little bit of smoke coming from the engine. I thought the engine was done. I was freaking the fuck out. Like, yo, I just got this car. How the fuck am I gonna get home? I was miles away from home, and my phone was, of course, a 1%. I was freaking the fuck out. Called my boy though before my phone died. Well, I was able to turn the car. The engine wouldn't crank, but I was able to turn the key over, and there was power to the car, so I could charge my phone. So I called my boy right away. He eventually came. Him and his girl and her sister eventually came to get me in his girl's sister's car. Thank God for them. Shout out to y'all. And it's crazy. I didn't call the cops right away. I first I wanted to make sure I had a fucking way to get out of that situation, like get home. Cause like the closest exit would have been like a few miles of a walk. What the fuck is this guy doing just walking around? Anyway, that was weird. So, crazy part is, after I got off the phone with him, now mind you, how my car ended up in the ditch, I was going this direction, I was just straight in the ditch. My car was obviously downward at an angle, because the ditch kind of goes like this. My car was like this, basically facing the other direction of the fucking highway. I think I spun, I don't know how many times, but it probably had to be like 3 to 5 times. That's how bad it was. For me to only be going like 60, 65, not even touching 70. But crazy part is, I seen a cop like slow down with their lights on the opposite side of the highway that I was going. And I'm like, oh shit. I mean, I wasn't tripping because I wasn't intoxicated or nothing, but I was like, fuck. Like I didn't call the cops right away, but and then I seen another cop on the other side of the highway. No, I seen another cop pull up behind them. I was like, oh shit. Come to find out, I don't know who you are. You probably don't know who the fuck I am. You probably never will know who I am. But thank you for calling the cops. Apparently, according to the police, and it was state police. The cops are cool as shit. They just got my information and stuff like that. I did end up having to get a tow, obviously. But apparently a lady called in and said, I don't know if she saw the accident happen. I mean, if she did, she probably would have stopped as a witness. But I guess some lady drove past and saw me in the ditch and called in. Mind you, the cop showed up like less than 15 minutes after the incident, so that was quick as fuck. Well, where I was at on the highway, I know because my old job that I was previously at the time when this happened, there's a state police station like a few miles away. So, and that's probably about 5 miles or so from my job. So police obviously were close by. But yeah, some lady called in since she saw me in the ditch and called in to the police, and that's how the cops showed up, because I didn't call the cops. So I was like, shout out to that lady. Because I didn't think I was gonna have enough battery. Because you know, like when your phone's on 1%, you're trying to charge it. It doesn't want to hold a charge all the time. It's different when you're charging the phone in the car. It charges slow as fuck. Anyway, I'm rambling on. But anyway, shout out to the lady that called the police for seeing me in the ditch. So there's pretty much not much more details of me to go into. Cops came, filed a report and all that good shit. My boy came and got me, had a tow. I towed the car back to my house because it was obviously late at night and I didn't know where to take it to. Now here's where we get into the back and forth bullshit. Now the car got fixed for everything that happened in the accident. There was the only thing physical damage on the outside or upper part of the car was, now my headlight's still cracked. I need to get a new headlight. And a lot of the damage was under the car. My front suspension was pretty much destroyed. I don't know if it was because of the accident, but I'll get to that. So I had a car towed here. Now there's a shop that worked on my Nissan a couple years ago when I hit a fucking pothole. They replaced a strut and some other shit for me. I was kind of iffy about this shop because I only went to had the car towed to that shop because obviously I had service done by them before, but their prices are kind of ridiculous and they're not really responsive all the time. This shop was pissing me off because I had the car towed there the next day, and when I tell you, it took over a week just to get a fucking answer as to like the amount of damage and the cost that they were going to give me. Like, this shop was frustrating the shit out of me. So and like every time I would try to call, they wouldn't want to answer the fucking phone or give me all this bullshit. At first they were trying to charge me over $4,000 for the damage. Like, for example, I still have the same wheel. Now if you follow me on Instagram, I painted my grill, or I sprayed my wheels and my grill black, so my car's blacked out right now. Check that picture out on Instagram, it's pretty dope. One of the wheels that is damaged from that accident, it's damaged at like the edge, but it's not like cracked or bent, so I could still drive with this wheel until I eventually get new wheels and shit. That's also why I sprayed my car, or blacked out my car, because the wheels stock, the chrome, it was like they looked all fucked up, all the scratches and shit that were on them. You can still see some of the, I'll show y'all when I'm done talking. You can still see some of the imperfections in the wheels, but obviously it's sprayed black. Anyway, but for example, they were trying to charge $800 for a fucking wheel. How does a wheel cost $800? I know it's a sports car, but it's 15 years old. You can find a wheel for my car on eBay for like $150, $200. Brand new one. $800 for a wheel. But yeah, they were trying to charge me over $4,000 for... Now, first off, they had said all I needed was a new wheel, 2 front new tires, my ball joints were shot. Now, they had said that only my lower control arm on the front passenger side was bent, and I needed the tie rod. Oh, I don't know if I have it in my car. If I do, I'll show you, because I don't know where I kept it, but my motor mount was fucking destroyed, and I think that was from the accident. Like, I eventually replaced some of this stuff. I replaced myself. I'm gonna get into all this. This is gonna be a long video, so if you don't mind listening to me talk, my boring ass talk for a while, then kudos. But if you don't, you might just want to fucking fast forward or something, or skip around. Like, for example, my fucking transmission mount was destroyed. Like, when I replaced my transmission mount myself, because some of the stuff I could, but like when I took the old stock one off, it fell into my hand in pieces. Anyway, so they were trying to charge me over $4,000 for all this shit. I'm like, that's not even $4,000 worth of work. So I'm gonna give y'all a little advice. and this is advice for myself too. Sometimes my ego gets in the way, and when I say, you know, fuck this shit, I'll do it all myself, I'm not a fucking professional. I know how to fix certain stuff on cars, but I'm not a fucking mechanic. So I was kind of hot-headed at the time, thinking that I could fix the whole car my goddamn self, trying to save some money. Certain shit, don't take the cheap way out route and do that. Find yourself a good mechanic that'll give you a reasonable price. It's quick, fast, and he's like a genuine, it's a genuine shop. And yeah, just find a good shop with good mechanics, good people who'll give you fair prices, because they'll get you taken care of. Because I did find a shop that I'm going to be going to from now on. Apparently, a friend of my mom's suggested this shop. Cool ass guy. His name's Chris. Shout out to Chris. CNC. I'm gonna just shout him out right now. CNC Towing. They have a location in New Cumberland, PA, and Dillsburg, PA. Tell them Amp sent you if you ever need work done in your car. Now, obviously, the repairs to get this car done and all the other shit that's happened with this car, I'll get to that. It's obviously gonna be expensive because of the type of car I have. But if you compare the prices to other shops and other shit, especially if you take it to a dealer or something, it's actually fairly reasonable. So call Chris, CNC Towing. I'll put up their number on the screen when I edit this video. Tell him Ann sent you. Great guy. His mechanics in the shop are great guys. Cool as shit. They got me taken care of. All the shit that I waited a week for to find out from this fucking other shop, he did all. Basically, I ordered a lot of the parts. I ordered a brand new front suspension, so the driver's side probably necessarily didn't need a front new suspension, but when you buy an older car, I like to replace parts because you don't know if they were ever replaced or how long it is since they've been replaced. But I bought a whole brand new front suspension. I replaced the motor mount. I got a motor mount from Z1 Motorsports. How'd it go? Yeah, I had to upgrade aftermarket parts. My transmission mount is also from Z1 Motorsports. The ride does I feel like I did my research. The car shifts a lot harsher, not like bothersome, but like it does shift a little bit more aggressively. And obviously the car feels a little more stiff because they're like solid steel motor mounts, not those fucking compression bushing ones. Because when I got my fucking Chris replacing my motor mounts because I didn't know how to do that. I wasn't getting all up on it. That was a complex job. I did research on how to do that. No, I wasn't doing that shit. But he said my stock motor mounts pretty much like disintegrated in his fucking heads. So at the point when I said fuck this, I was able to, when I started to work on the suspension, mind you, I said fuck this because a lot of the fucking bolts on this car were stripped. So that tells me the previous owner, when I tell you, I know I was saying for the beginning when I first got this car, and I don't know if I mentioned it in my last video or one of my previous videos, between that first video when I introduced my car and this one, when I kept saying, oh, it looks like the guy took care of this car. Fuck no. Fuck no.
Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no.
He did not take care of this shit because a lot of the bolts were stripped on this car, so it means whatever dumbass, either him or a mechanic, whatever, tried to work on this car, tighten the bolts too hard. I was able to kind of like work on the passenger side where all the damage was at, but the driver's side, I couldn't even get none of the bolts off. Sorry. When I went in to start replacing, I found that the whole entire knuckle was fucking destroyed. So I called that shop that I first took it to, pissed as fuck, like, why didn't you tell me that my knuckle was destroyed? I ordered all this shit to replace it myself, and they tried to give me all this bullshit. I'm like, whatever. Like, I was pissed off. Like, the knuckle itself was $100 fucking. But I was able to replace the knuckle and the ball joint, but I couldn't replace the compression arm. No, I replaced the ball joint, the upper control arm, the knuckle, and the lower control arm, but I couldn't do nothing else. At that point I wanted a brand new front suspension. But the first day at my job now has nothing to do, I don't know if it had to do with the accident or not, my radiator blew. When I tell you there's been so many, it's been like problem after problem with this goddamn car. All the fucking repairs that have been done to this car, I probably basically have a brand new fucking car. I mean, it's a good thing, but damn. I'm gonna say right now, the money that I bought this car for, about $4,000, I probably put just as much or maybe a tad more into this car as far as fucking maintenance. I should have knew what I was getting myself into buying a fucking 15-year-old sports car off Marketplace, but that's that for you. So, there's a security gate at my job, and when I got to the first day I got to my job for my orientation, my radiator, when I first started to I was down the street from my job, and my car started to overheat. I'm like, what the fuck? So, radiator blows at the security gate, cooling every fucking where. I'm like, are you I think, at least that's what I thought. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So, one of the security guys, who was cool as shit, helped me push my car to the side by the security gate. Well, there was actually a home, and then after work, when I had to walk all the way out there. There's a Home Depot right next to the security gate. Obviously, the car's not hot; it was cold, so the car was able to drive. It's just when it gets to temperature, it's not gonna be able to cool itself. So I was able to at least drive into the Home Depot parking lot right next to the security gate at my job, and then I had a car. My mom told me her friend suggested this shop. My guy Chris that I've been going to, he's done like 3-4 repairs on my car. I was like, all right, I'll have the car towed there. So he was talking about, he was cool as shit. He replaced the motor mounts, the whole entire front suspension, gave me brand new tires. I think it was either the thermostat or the radiator that went, which is why it was cool everywhere, but he basically replaced the thermostat and the radiator. Not sure if he did anything else besides those 4 things. He did all that shit in 2.5 days. He would have had done less than 2 days, but he had to order a special shim. I think he called them shims or something like that for my upper control arms. So it was a part he had to order actually from the dealer. But he pretty much did all this fucking repairs for my car in less than 3 days. I was like, yo. And it was actually just in time for H2O. Yo, I don't know if y'all heard about all the shit that was going down there. That's why I have this panda here. Shout out to my boy Vic, because me and him talked off camera. You're probably wondering, why didn't you make a video on H2O? That would have been dope. It would have been dope, but with the accident, everything that was going on, there was a lot of shit going on in my life personally. It was just a day I wanted to myself. So hopefully you guys can respect that. I'm pretty sure a lot of you want to understand that. I just didn't want to like go around all day, you know, waving the camera around, recording myself. I mean, it would have been cool to like get footage of cool cars and shit like that, but I just wanted a day to myself to enjoy with good friends. I met my boy Vic's friends. They're cool ass people. Shout out to y'all. I know some of y'all follow me on Instagram. Shout out to y'all. All y'all cool ass niggas. We all just fuck. We was, you know, it was a good ass time. You know, just a bunch of young niggas trying to make something of themselves with cool ass cars. And I had told Vic that to the side because he was like, why ain't you making a video right now? And I explained. He was like, I can understand that. So it was just a day I wanted to myself, to enjoy myself, get the fuck out of PA. Obviously it was in Ocean City, Maryland. It was about a 4-hour drive. Car did good on gas. I filled it all the way up, and when I got down there, it was like between a quarter tank and a half tank. So I mean, for this type of car, that's not bad. So shout out to him, because I knew about H2. I wanted to go last year with my Nissan, but that's when my engine blew in my Nissan. But I knew it was sometime in September. I just didn't know the exact date, but when he told me, I was like, oh shit. And my guy Chris that worked on my car, he got my car done that Friday, the Saturday before I was gonna go down. So just in time. But yeah, shout out to my boy Vic. Like, bro, I don't understand. I think you understand how much I needed that day. So shout out to you. But that was a fun ass day. Oh my God. Yo, if y'all never been to H2O, y'all need to go. That shit will motivate the fuck out of you. Yo, I know you see a lot of times YouTubers on YouTube, like with their squad and their nice ass cars, like DD for example, and shit like that. You're like the adrenaline rush of being in a mob of your boys with dope ass cars. Like mobbing it, it's one of the best fucking feelings in the world. So it's like this is why I have a love for fucking cars. And I honestly like increased my love to want to keep doing this YouTube shit. Cause you know sometimes we get down sometimes, especially us YouTubers that, you know, make content and then we get down on ourselves and we're not in the mood to make a video. But yo, you gotta go to, y'all gotta go. Like it will do something to you on the inside. It's like, yo, it's just one of the best feelings in the fucking world. It's really hard to put in words. It's a feeling I can't put in words. But y'all just gotta go. Me and my boy, we're gonna plan it better. We only went one day. I wanna go like 2-3 days next year, and we're gonna plan it even more. Hopefully I have some cooler stuff done to the car by then. Never know. But so he did all that shit for my car. Now, that was a hefty bill. It was like $2,800. But for all the work he did, front suspension, tires, oh, and he replaced my brakes too. Motor mounts, radiator, thermostat. That's a lot of fucking work. That could be a lot of places. If you would have had his shit done a lot of other shops, probably would have been close to twice as much with parts and labor and shit. Now mind you, the suspension I had bought myself, so I only wonder how much more the bill would have been if he had bought the suspension for me. But yo, I was fucking amazed. I was like, yeah, I'm going to him from now on. Now, my boy Vic was the only one that knew about this at the time. Like I said, you gotta follow me on Instagram to be in the loop of what's going on with me and what's going on with the car and anything that I'm doing. A half hour before we left H2O, I got a text. A half hour before we left H2O, me and my boy Vic, we were like, let's go down the strip one more last time. My car, now, as of right now, the only thing that I can think of that needs done to my car, I need brand new spark plugs back, because earlier when I got gas, it misfired once on me, but then it cranked over and the car turned on. This car, because I'm going to explain all the shit I had to replace, besides that big job that my guy Chris did. That tells me a lot of this shit has not been probably ever replaced on this car. So I'm pretty sure the spark plugs in this car probably had not been changed in a long ass time. But like I said, it misfires here and there, not all the time. But I definitely need to get spark plugs before it gets colder. But that wasn't the case with this situation. But my car but like I said, my car has been idling roughly since day one when I got it. Like right now, as you can see, it's like really idling low. It should be close to like 1,000 RPMs. I have it on right now. I don't know if y'all heard it rumbling or whatever, but I don't know if y'all saw that. I'm gonna explain the check engine light and the other lights that are on. Watching my seatbelt lights on because I got my seatbelt off. So my car kept stalling on me. It was like, what the fuck is going on in my car? Like it was to the point where I had to like feather the gas like this. I'm not gonna do it too loud, irritate the neighbors. Oh, you can hear that? I had to like feather the gas or like try to hold the car above 1,000 RPMs, like between 1,000 and 1,500 RPMs, so the car wouldn't stall and die on me. At the same time, obviously, we're on a strip, heavy ass traffic, all these goddamn cars around us, so it was the worst. And I don't know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people heard this shit had me when my car kept stalling if I wasn't giving it enough gas or playing with the pedal enough. It was stalling me. I had to turn the car back on. It would turn back on right away. So I knew it wasn't the starter or the battery. So I'm like, what the fuck? So thankfully I was able to make it home. I want to say it was that same weekend, like that Sunday or whatever. My car did it several more times. Then it got to the point where one day my car died at a green light and it would not crank over. And on a side note, I know I keep going on and off topic. It's been a lot of bullshit that's been going on. So I'm trying to cram all this shit into one video. So Appreciate y'all patience, you know, like staying focused with me talking right now. I know I'm a boring ass nigga. A lot of people think I'm funny, but I don't know. I think I'm boring as shit. I don't know. But I hate when, like, and I mean, I've always been the type of person where, like, if I'm like not in a rush to get somewhere and I see somebody that needs help, I'll stop and help. But for sure, from now on, if I see somebody broken down on the side of the road and I don't need to get anywhere, I'm gonna at least pull over and see if I can offer any type of assistance, whether they need to jump or whatever the case may be. Because I hate when you're broken down the side of the road or in the middle of, I was at an intersection basically, and people will fucking honk at you, flash your high beams, cuss you the fuck out, and all this and that. Like, okay, let that be you broken down the side of the road and nobody helps your ass, and you be like, oh, why doesn't nobody help me? Yeah, you gonna know the feeling. So of all people that came to the rescue, at least tried to help me, was a pizza guy. I don't know his name, but shout out to him. He at least tried to jump my car. The car turned on, but then it eventually died. And then it got to the point where the car wouldn't crank over at all. So I was able to flip it in neutral, and we pushed it into this McDonald's parking lot. Yo. When you gotta make shit happen, you gotta fucking make shit happen. So I didn't know for sure, but I was like, it's either the alternator or the battery. But I mean, the easiest thing to start with is battery. So the closest, I think the closest Advanced or auto store, I think the closest one was Advanced, was like 2 miles away. I walked all the way to Advanced. Got a battery and carried that heavy ass battery all the way back to my car. Now I had to fucking go up a pretty steep hill. That was a struggle. So I replaced the battery there myself. There was power to the car, and I was able to drive home. Not even 2 days later, I'm running errands, and I'm on a back road, and car dives me in the middle of driving. I'm like, what the fuck? So at that point, I knew it wasn't the battery. And then when I tried to turn the car on, it wouldn't crank. I mean, it clicked, but it wouldn't crank. I was like, fuck. So, this is dope as fuck. Yeah, I love the fucking car community, man. So I had, you know, that window chalk you can draw on your windows. Like, you know, when people get married, they say just married. It's that washable chalk. I put H2O 2019 on the back of my back window. At the time, I hadn't wiped it off yet. So this night, it was like a built Mazda. It was nice. Mazda like slowed down and stopped outside my car. Now usually when you see people stop beside your car, you don't know what type of time they're on. But I rolled my window down. He was like, "Hey," I don't know how the fuck he was beside my car, but I don't know how the fuck he was able to see H2O, or maybe I think he drove this way past me at first, and I think he just drove back. And he was like, I saw H2O and I saw your car broke down the side road. He was like, oh, I gotta help him. We were talking about H2O the whole goddamn time. He was like, I was gonna go, but I ended up not going. I was like, shout out to the fucking car community. He jumped my car for me, and I was able to drive it. I was like, you know what? I didn't have the money at the time to get a fucking alternator, if that's what it was, which it was. I'll get to that in a second. But I was like, let me go to Walmart, get like a battery charger, just in case my car gives me problems. Because obviously, if you have a bad alternator, it don't matter if you buy a brand new battery anyway. Obviously, the alternator charges your battery while you're driving. Well, if your battery's not being charged and your car's running on juice straight from your battery, it's going to eventually kill your battery in a matter of days, not even days. Like, probably a matter of hours. So I was like halfway to Walmart, and my car dies in the middle of traffic. And I was able to like roll it into this fucking Rite Aid. The car was so dead that obviously it didn't crank over at all. No lights, no nothing. And it was so dead that I couldn't even switch this bitch into neutral. So I was like, fuck. So I ended up leaving the car in the parking lot at Rite Aid, and called my guy Chris. He ended up getting the tow the next morning. Had a car towed to his shop. It was the alternator. So I was like, what the fuck? First all this other shit, now the alternator. So I got a brand new alternator. That wasn't the cheapest bill either, because to get to my alternator, it's like less than it's like less than a foot, obviously, from my radiator fan. So since it's like such a tight space, it's in the front edge, but at the bottom. So obviously, to make it easier to do the job, you gotta take the radiator fan out. But I remember when I did my radiator fan, I had obviously my top radiator hose is blocking from pulling my radiator fan straight out. So obviously, you gotta take the real hoses off, which basically requires you to pretty much drain out the whole fucking radiator. So obviously, it's a labor-intensive job. Something so simple. You know, these fucking foreign cars make shit so goddamn complicated. So that was a hefty ass bill. Now, car's running fine for like a week and some change. I think, yeah. Today is Wednesday. Car was just in the shop Saturday. So a few days before, I got off work in the morning and went to Rutter's to get some breakfast. And then my check engine light came back on because the check engine light was cleared. I'm gonna explain that in a second. And then I noticed my car was overheating. I'm like, what the fuck? How's it overheating when I just got the thermostat and radiator replaced? There's only one thing I thought of. So I was like, okay. I pulled over, let the car in this shopping parking lot, let the car cool down. And then I was like, let me just see. And I let the car cool down. I was like, let me see if I can like drive more anyway. So I'm driving 5 minutes. Car starts to overheat again. I'm like, what the fuck? So I went to an AutoZone, which is like half a mile up the street. And I'm like, at the time, like when I first pulled her, something didn't fucking tell me to check the coolant level. So I checked the reservoir. The reservoir was like a quarter full. I'm like, did they Christian, this guy is not putting enough coolant in my shit? Like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm like, that's not something he would do. So I was like, in case you guys don't know, like whenever you put new coolant in a car, it's a slow ass process. Cause even if you have coolant in your car, if you have like air bubbles or air pressure, if you don't let all the air pressure out of your cooling system, that can cause your car to overheat too. So what I did was took the cap off my reservoir after I let the car cool down, took the cap off my top of the radiator, and then took the cap off my bleeder valve. And I was at AutoZone, pour coolant into the reservoir, but then like the coolant was so low in the stem on the top of the radiator, I was like, fuck, I probably need more coolant in the radiator itself too. So it's a slow ass project. I slowly pour coolant in the top of the radiator, but then the bleeder valve, you leave that open so that'll let any air pressure out or air bubbles, and then you slowly let it go down. And then I kept doing that until I didn't see it go down anymore. So it was driving fine. It didn't overheat at all the rest of that day. I was like, okay, I think I solved the problem. Maybe I was just low on coolant. Next day was the next night. Yeah, it overheats again. And it was cold as fuck that night. So, had to do the whole process again. I was outside for like an hour because you gotta let your car cool down. Like I said, it's a slow ass process. Drove the car home, didn't overheat on me. The next day I go to get something to eat and it does it again. I'm like, alright, what the fuck's going on? So the first thing that popped in my head was water pump. So called up Chris and I was like, told him what's going on, and he was like, it sounds like your water pump, man. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He's like, just bring it by in the morning. Now I'm not upset with him, but when I took it to him in the morning, it was the water pump, and I was in that shop all day because he had like his shop's not the biggest shop, and he only has like 2-3 guys besides him working on the cars, and they had like 2-3 other cars in front of me. Like they had to put a whole brand new turbo in a Cummins. So y'all know how that can hit. Y'all know how that shit is. So yeah, I was in that shop for about 12 hours. Obviously, this is my only form of transportation. I was like, well, I mean, he had a TV and shit. So I was pretty much in the lounge. I kept falling on and off of sleep. Pretty much, and he had a TV. I was just watching YouTube, and then they got pizza. They gave me some pizza. So I was like, fuck, at least I had shit to do today. I'm just chilling in the shop, eating some pizza, watching YouTube. It was a Saturday, and it was a nice ass day, but I was like, fuck it, whatever. But when it overheated the night before, I look under the car just to see if there were any leaks, and I could see a steady coolant leak, but it was coming from the side of the engine, not from the radiator or any of the hoses. So that's how I know. I was like, fuck, water pump. And it was. And apparently that job was a pain in the ass for him to do, because he said when he was replacing the water pump, he was like, yeah, that shit was fighting us. But it's a labor-intensive job too, because I think he said most cars nowadays run with an electric water pump. Of course, Infinity had to be fucking complicated. My water pump runs with the timing chain, so they had to take the timing belt cover off to get to it. So you know how labor intensive that could be. So yeah, it took him about 4 hours to do the shit. About 4 or 5 hours. I was like, yo. I'm like, at this point, nothing else can go wrong with this car. I had the front suspension replaced, new brakes, new tires, new radiator, new thermostat, new alternator, new battery, new water pump. What the fuck else can go wrong with this car besides spark plugs and the starter? And I was like, the car's starting fine. But like I said, I need new spark plugs. There's misfires here and there. So I'm gonna buy some spark plugs, save some money. But I'm gonna have him do it. Just because I know he'll get me in and out. He's pretty good. Like, he did the water pumping obviously in a day, and he did the alternator in a day. So shout out to him for taking care of me. Like I said, any of you guys need work done to your car, go to him. CNC Towing in New Cumberland and Dillsburg. So yeah, my time says 41 minutes. I'm gonna obviously cut this video down, but it's been a long ass fucking few months and stressful. And there, I'm not gonna lie, there were times where I was like, yo, is this car even worth it? Like, I'm about to just get rid of this shit. Like, I didn't buy this car just for YouTube, obviously. It's not like I'm making money getting with this car. This is a car that I wanted, you know, for my own personal ownership. I love this car. It's crazy, like, when you love a car and it gives you so many fucking problems, but it's like you're attached to it. You can't get rid of it. Like, it's like when it's not broken down or not giving you problems and running properly, it's a joy to drive. Now, actually, I think I have. Oh, I do, because my check engine light came on obviously when the car first overheated when I went to that AutoZone. No, actually, I went to an advanced, and the guy wrote down all the 4 codes that came up with my car. The biggest one was, well, obviously, that's gone because the car overheated. Obviously, the ECM detected the car was overheating. It threw off the P1217 code, car overheating. But another one was P0327, B1134, and C1108. Y'all can Google what the fuck they mean for my car. But basically, I believe I need an O2 sensor, which isn't a big deal. And one of the sensors I think was, because I was questioning, because when he replaced my tires and brakes, when I got the car back from the big job, my VDC, my slip, and my ABS light have been on ever since. Well, one of those codes, I believe, is for the sensor for the ABS system and the shit. So now I don't know what that means. My car technically doesn't have traction control on currently. I don't know. I mean, it's been raining a lot the last couple weeks, my car did get a little bit squirrely on me, but I figured that was just from the rain. But like, I didn't like wipe out or nothing like that. I don't know. And one of them is for the this fucking airbag sensor. There's a sequence. I looked YouTube this shit, and there's like a little sequence to clear it, but it came back on a few days later. But one of those codes is the sensor for the airbag light. So pretty much just need a couple sensors and because sometimes it makes sense. I think one of them was for the door module or something like that. Because sometimes this fucking key fob I had is finicky as shit. Because sometimes when I lock my car with the key fob, it's an aftermarket one, obviously, because obviously you gotta actually physically put the key in to turn the car on. It's 2004. Sometimes the door locks don't always want to lock. Most of the time, my driver door will. Half the time, passenger one won't. Like, so like a friend of mine's getting in my car, I'll physically have to reach over and flick the switch so that they can get into the car. So I don't know if that's the case. And also, I don't know what's gonna do it, but like you could kind of tell like when it drops down heavy, there are times like when my window doesn't roll up. It only happened a few times, but I'm guessing that means I probably gotta get like the window motor replaced. If it eventually doesn't go down or whatever, or doesn't go up. But those are only a few minor things. But the car is mechanically sound, electrically sound for the most part. This car is about 90% right now. Yeah, the spark plugs is the biggest thing right now because they misfires here and there. And honestly, as it gets colder, as winters are coming, it'll be, I'm sure that will give me a lot more issues in the winter time. But so yeah, that's what the fuck's been going on with me. That's the explanation. I'm not getting rid of this car. Now, what pisses me off though is all the money I was saving, or all the money that I put into this car as far as maintenance, I was saving up to get a truck for the winter. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I'm pretty fucking nervous driving this shit through the winter. Now, usually in PA, we don't get snow. It's weird. We don't really get much snow in December. The snow usually comes in like January. It's weird as fuck. But I'm nervous because we didn't get a shit ton of snow, but we only had like one really bad snowstorm last winter. But I'm nervous as fuck to drive this car because obviously it's lowered, it's rear wheel drive, and if we get a lot of snow, number one, I'm not moving anywhere, and two, if I am, I don't want to slide out in anywhere. It probably wasn't the best decision to get this car. But like I said, I was putting money aside to get a fucking truck. Well, now it's like, fingers crossed, YOLO. Hopefully I make it till the fucking spring. But so yeah, and the snow will rip my bumper right the fuck off. Like the front bumper is like 2.5 fingers from the goddamn ground. So yeah, that's what's been going on with me. But I know that was a lot of talking, I know that was pretty boring, a lot of talking, but appreciate y'all for hearing me out. So yeah, not much to tell as far as my personal life. You know, just slowly trying to get back on my feet, like I said before in the previous videos. Now, I'm doing something. It's nice. This weather's weird. Like I wanted to do this shit for like a few days now, but like Saturday it was nice and sunny like it is today. Sunday it was raining. Monday it was nice and sunny. But I wasn't feeling right. I didn't really feel like getting up and doing it. And then yesterday was raining, and today's nice and sunny. Like this weather's like a bipolar bitch that don't get what the fuck she want. Like what the fuck? How is it? Nice rain, literally. Like back to back. Like it's a fucking pattern. It's weird. Like you see how nice, bright, sunny it is right now? We might get fucking rain tomorrow. You never fucking know. You know, I think the news says it's supposed to be nice the rest of this week. You know the news be fucking lying. But I'm not gonna show y'all. But just know I'm getting in the season with this car. I kind of got the idea what I'm gonna do to my car today. From an old friend of mine that did it to their car. So yeah, I got some cool shit that I'm gonna do to my car. Obviously, you know, I'm gonna just say Halloween's next week, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yo, speaking of on topic of Halloween, like I'm talking as far as like masks and shit. Yo, I don't know why. I'm thinking I'm gonna keep the damn panda. Panda's one of my favorite animals, but I get so many funny reactions from this shit. Yo, it's fucking hilarious. Like I see like little kids pointing and shit. But yeah, I got some cool supplies that I went and picked up from Walmart, and also went to Spirit Halloween. But yeah, I got some. It's gonna be put my creative mind into work. It's gonna be cool. But to say that for the next video, I don't know if I really want to like do a whole step-by-step process. you know me, I'm not really a DIY type person. I'll like explain what I'm about to do, cut to the next clip, and then show you what I did, and then just, I'm not gonna like, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of hard to do like a DIY video or something like this, especially when you're a one-man cameraman by yourself recording. It'd be easier if I had like a friend of mine recording me do this, but anyway, just stay tuned because it's gonna be pretty damn cool. And it was kind of like last minute, and I spent a good bit amount of money on the supplies and shit, so it's not like I'm gonna take it off the day after Halloween. I'm gonna probably keep it on all November, but beginning of December I'll take it all off, and because I have more time to plan for Christmas time. When y'all see this, y'all gonna think this is cool. I got something even cooler planned for the winter time or Christmas time. But yeah, so I'm ending the video here. I'm going on 51 minutes on my clock. God, I hope this isn't a 40-minute video. But anyway, appreciate you guys for watching. Car's still here. It ain't going nowhere no time soon. I'm gonna get right to do what I'm gonna do to my car, and yeah, like I said, appreciate y'all for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button, leave a comment down below. Y'all already know the deal. Tell a friend, tell a friend. I'll catch you on the next one.